Thank you very much for joining me, and today we're going to take a quick look at the hardware scale and what it takes to deliver on OpenAI's GPT family of large language models. So join me. Welcome, and today we're going to take a look at the hardware involved in the delivery of OpenAI's GPT family of large language models. And this started in 2020 with the delivery by Microsoft of the first of the large language model AI infrastructures for both training and inference of GPT-3 at that particular point in time. And as we can see here, this was a 10,000 tensor core infrastructure being deployed. This was built around NVIDIA's V100 GPUs at the time, and it consisted of 10,000 tensor cores, which is quite a sizable infrastructure if you think about what that looked like in 2020. So the question becomes, what do you think that the next milestone might have been? And the next milestone was in 2023 when Microsoft built out the next generation of infrastructure, which consisted of 1.1 million tensor cores across the family of H100 GPUs from NVIDIA. Okay, giving them a total of 561 petaflops of compute, which is absolutely ginormous. If we look at what this actually looked like, we look at the original size of the infrastructure in 2020, which was 10,000 cores built around the VT100, and we look at what this looks like in comparison. Down here you can see this tiny small stamp in comparison to what was built out in 2023. Let's remind ourselves just for 1 second, this was only a year ago. Okay, 1 year ago. So 1 year ago, okay, Microsoft basically moved to a 1.1 million tensor core infrastructure running on H100s. Okay, giving them, as I said, effectively 561 petaflop of compute. Okay, which is absolutely ginormous. The question is, 1 year later, what do you think that this infrastructure might look like? So the infrastructure 1 year on looks like this. It's not a single infrastructure. So what we're looking at a year on is we're looking at them delivering this size each month, right? 5 times. So think about this. This is nearly 6 million tensor cores being added to the infrastructure globally for the delivery of OpenAI large language models, both training and inferencing. And this is absolutely mind-boggling. And you think about the interconnectivity between all these GPUs is been delivered on an InfiniBand network. And that InfiniBand network, if we're to wrap the cabling around the world, it would wrap around 5 times, which is absolutely mind-boggling. So I just wanted to bring you that quick sort of view, something you could consume quite quickly, and something that I'm hoping that you will enjoy, and gives sort of some view as we use OpenAI and both from Microsoft and from OpenAI themselves, and we use these models and we inference with them every day, that we begin to understand what that infrastructure actually looks like. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Take care.